Hello everyone, welcome. It's Saturday afternoon. It's 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And when you join in today to watch, please say hello. I'm going to be giving away a card today as well as a package of embellishments. So you're going to want to comment so that you can win the prize, okay? So go ahead, let me know when you're here. I'm on early today. We've got 3 minutes. I'll probably wait 4 minutes before I start. So if you have any questions regarding our new Stampin' Positioner, please ask them. Today's the day to do it. I'm going to give you all the nitty-gritty details on how you can get your hands on one of them. So I'm going to check my Facebook page over here. And let's see what's going on. Hello, Gail. How are you? If you, I live in Central Virginia. Yeah, Central Virginia. I'm in Richmond, and we're waiting on the snowstorm, which is supposed to arrive, I think, around 5 o'clock this evening. Hello, Peggy. Peggy, do you already have any snow? Just curious, because I know you're in the mountains. Hi, Andrea. How are you? Yay, I'm so glad. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. I've spent a few hours working with it. I'm getting used to the new tool, and I'm going to share all the pieces with you. And I'm going to also give you 4 different techniques, stamping techniques to use with the new Positioner tool, all right? And I'm giving away a card today with all new product. So not only am I going to show you the new tool today, I am going to show you some sneak peek products from the March online exclusives. And when we have retreat, that's when we'll have those March exclusives come out. So I do have some new product to show you as well. So let me check my Facebook page to see what's happening here. All right. Okay, yep, it looks like things are going here. All right, awesome. I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes before we get started. If you all have any questions, let me know. In March, we will have some new online exclusives. I just told you that, and I've got a few stamp sets and dies and designer paper to show you from that, as well as the newest tool in town. Hi. So Peggy doesn't have snow yet. It's going to start around 7 for her. Wow. Yeah, I knew you were going to get more snow, Peggy. Be safe. So hopefully everybody has gone to the grocery store by now and is starting to settle in. It's a great day to craft for sure. I love to stamp on snowy days and rainy days. So, all right, just 1 more minute. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Hi, Carol. I know some of you are demonstrators, so did you do the pre-order and order yourself a Stampin' Positioner? I'd love to know. All right, we'll get started in 1 minute, then I'll introduce myself, and we're going to get going here, okay? Hi, Bess. Hello, how are you? Let's see. So who's ordered a Stampin' Positional if you are a demonstrator? I'd love to know. Tina is getting flurries, and I know that Tina is in North Carolina. All right, it's 1:01, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to an exclusive Facebook Live in the Hive. I'm usually not here on Saturdays, but I am live with you today. My name is Tammy Shia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. A new tool was introduced to us on Wednesday as demonstrators. And for the next 2 weeks, demonstrators can order this new tool. It's a positioning tool. Instead of using blocks with your stamps, you would put the stamp on the plate. So you're gonna see all of the parts and pieces, okay? Hi, Deborah. So, yeah, anxious to share that with you. I also have a few March online exclusives that I'm going to share. So ask questions as we go. I will check into my comments and see who has questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, Sharon, welcome. You will want to comment today. I'm going to be giving out a card today, not just any card. This card has exclusive product on it that comes out in March. So I'm giving that away, and I'm going to give away some embellishments, okay? So I don't want you to miss it. All right. Yes, Sue. Sue, I am going to convince you that you need this. Yes. Oh my goodness. I know I'm reading everybody's weather. It's just crazy. Hi, Mary Lou. How are you? Always nice to see you too. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you the pieces and parts, all right? And then you're going to see it in real time. So as you can see, there is a base plate, which is white. And then you're going to see a large stamp plate that fits on top of the base plate. Then you're going to see another plate, and it's called small alignment plate for just small stamps. And then you're going to see two strong magnets, okay? Hi, Lisa. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna move, I have to move some things around here. Oh, good, Sharon's planning on getting one. Awesome. All right, so when you get your Stampin' Positioner, you are going to have an instruction booklet, okay? And it is in all of our languages, and you are going to select the language that is your tongue. And so this is English right here. So right here is the base plate. One thing I do like about the base plate, look at that, magnets. It has this foam on the bottom, and so it makes it non-slip, okay? And these are some other little feet that will make it non-slip, all right? Is it like the old Stamparatus? It is the same purpose as the Stamparatus, but it is a bit different, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you the pieces, and then I'm going to be demonstrating several cards and several stamping techniques. Your next thing is your large stamping plate, okay? Now, you'll know how to position this because you're going to see the word Stampin' Up, the logo here at the bottom. And this has holes in it, and these holes fit on these little pegs. And so you just put that there, and it rests here. Now, when we put a stamp inside, we're going to be able to press down to actually do the stamping. Also, we have a smaller plate, which is great for greetings, especially on the inside of your cards. We're going to be using a brand new greeting today. When you use this small plate, you know what? Let's turn it around the right way. Haha! You need the Stampin' Up logo at the bottom. That's why it wouldn't fit. And then right here, let me do this. Right here where I am putting, let me do that. There is a hole right there, and there is a hole right there, okay? And so what you'll do is you just line up those holes into these pegs, all right? And then you're able to stamp, okay? So large plate and small plate. I'm loving the small plate. And one last thing are magnets. Now the magnets are in covers this time, which is awesome because now the magnets can be together, but it will not shatter them. And if you look at the magnet, there is a tab. So if you put your magnet down on the base plate, you can move the magnet around with that little tab. You can also use the other side, but the tab does not stick out. So it's really nice to use it on this side. That's what it was intended for. And then you've got your little tab, okay? All right, and then one other item, but this is not included in the Stampin' Positioner box, okay? This is an additional product. It is the grid paper that will actually fit on here, and you receive 50 sheets of this. This is 8 by 10 inches, and it's $15. Up here, you're going to have a measurement guide, and what's nice about this guide is we have it in the imperial measurements as well as the metric measurements. All right. Okay, so let me show you how to put the grid paper on, and then we're going to do a bit of stamping. You can stamp on here without grid paper, okay? So please keep that in mind. You don't need this, but I do want to show you how to add this. And I think I can scoot in a little bit. That's probably too far. So let me come on out a bit. There we go. And then do you see these tiny little pegs? This is where the grid paper fits. Okay? And you just lock it in, and look how easy that stays. All right? So that is the awesome grid paper. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Hi, Lee. How are you doing? All right. Just wanted to say hello to everyone. You can certainly ask questions as we go. Currently, I am going to be using, let me show you the stamp set. I am currently using mixed florals, okay? All right, so that's the one I decided to use. And because this is a large stamp, it's easier to stamp on this positioner. You can definitely use our large stamping block with this, but as many of you know, that large block is pretty cumbersome. It's heavy and it's just big. So it's nice to have something like this to do that stamping. Now there's something else that I want to show you, and let me get my take your pick tool so you can see it. Right here, there is a line, and then it goes down to here. All right, so you see that is a corner, okay? By the way, one other item to point out to you, and I might have to take the grid paper off to do that. I do, that's okay. You're going to notice that this right here is in inches, and then up here is the metric, okay? So we have both measurements there for you. And honestly, I can stamp without the grid paper. I am going to use it when we do a couple of cards. But let's just go ahead. I'm going to line up my paper between each of these pegs and this line. The paper doesn't lock in, but you can feel that groove, okay? All right, so we're going to lock that in. And then I want to, let me get the magnets, okay? And since it's a large stamp, I'm going to put my magnets in the corners for now. I'm going to position my stamped image, and I actually want it about right here. So I'm going to put a magnet there and a magnet here. Now, when you're stamping, you want your magnets close to the stamped image, all right? You don't want the magnets far away because we want to keep this in place, all right? Hi, Nancy, welcome. Then we have our large plate, which I'm going to put on these little knobs now. I'm going to zoom out just a tad so you can see the whole thing. And then I can scoot up a little bit. Just don't want you to miss anything. And I am going to press the large plate down. And I am going to pick up the stamped image. All right, nothing moved because of the magnets. So now you see why you want your magnets really close to the stamped image. Now I'm going to use the black Memento ink because this is an image that you would want to color with your Stampin' blends. And of course, if I don't get even coverage, I can re-stamp. And that is the beauty of it. All right, let's give that a try. We're going to put it back on the little knobs, and now I'm going to put this right here. Now, the stamp is not touching the paper yet, okay? Not touching the paper. All right. And so now I'm going to press down. And when I press down, that's when the stamped image meets the paper, okay? All right. And now I'm going to lift back up. Wow, that turned out beautifully. So there is our image right there. And this is the card once it is created. Anybody have questions about that? I've got one more thing I'm going to show you about stamping, about traditional stamping. Instead of using a block, you would use a positioner, okay? All right, and I'll post these cards on my video, all right? All right, we're gonna move this. And remember, there's a triangle right there for you to guide your paper between the two pegs. The next thing we're going to do is, we're going to work on this card, and I need to stamp this image on this paper. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you a different way of doing this. And my magnets just touched and they're fine. They are not shattered. Okay. All right, here we go. You can also stamp just like this. You don't have to position your paper in a diagonal pattern, okay? All right. This tool is for larger, this tool, Bobby, as you're gonna see today, it's for larger images and it's for greetings, it's for small images, okay? And you'll see that as we progress today. All right, let me find that stamp. What did I do? Here it is. Okay, might have to move that out of the way a little bit. So now I'm taking my paper and it's meeting these tiny little pegs, all right? I'm gonna position my flower. As you can see, my entire flower is not going to be on the basic white paper, okay? Now, I am going to put those magnets as close as I can get them to the image. This is the card that was created, and as you can see here, the entire image is not stamped. You won't see these stems and leaves at the bottom, okay? All right, now I still need to get rid of this. I need to remove it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my simple chamois and I'm going to clean that stamp. And I see that my image has moved, so we will reposition that. There we go. All right, let's get this back up in position where we want it. Okay, we want to make sure Stampin' Up that we can read it correctly. It's down at the bottom. These little knobs are meeting. And now I'm going to push down on the plate so it will grab that stamp. All right, and that's exactly what it has done. Again, we're going to use black memento ink because this is an image that we'll be coloring. So it's black memento ink with a Stampin' blend. Back on the knobs, and then we're going to push to stamp. We're going to lift back up, and now we have our image. Okay. So this is what you have. That's what we wanted to achieve. All right. And again, I'm going to put these pictures of these cards on my blog, okay, after today's class. All right. So now we're going to do some two-step stamping. This is another stamping technique, and the Stampin' Positioner works so well with two-step stamping, okay? All right. So I'm just using a piece of basic white cardstock. I'm going to position it about here. And we are going to start with this image. It's called two-step stamping because we're going to stamp the form of the lobster, and then we're going to stamp in the detail. You can do the same thing with the crab. This is called Ocean Friends. It is featured in the annual book, okay? I know it's awesome for two-step stamping, Bobby, and you're going to find that out today. All right. I'm going to position this right here. I'm just putting it in the center, not creating a card. I am just showing you, just demonstrating how to do your two-step stamping with your new plate. All right. And I have very inky fingers today. All right, we're back on here. And again, I've just laid this on top. The little knobs here are aligned. And now I'm going to press down to grab the stamp because look, the plate is not, it's not flat enough to pick up the stamp. So when I push here on the plate, then it's going to pick up the lobster, okay? So let's get some ink. We're gonna start with Peach Pie. It's a lighter orange. And we're going to ink up the lobster for stamping. This is where ink spots work really, really well. So if you have some of those, they just work so, so well. Here we go. Now it's sitting here, and now I am going to press. Carol, I'm so happy that you like this so far. All right. Now, if for some reason I stamp this and the claw does not stamp, I can restamp again, all right, because the paper is still in the same position, all right? So again, I'm gonna clean this with my chamois, and sometimes the chamois can be kind of big. You could always cut your chamois. Yes, I said cut. You could make a smaller chamois to use with the Stampin' Positioner. I'm gonna pull off this lobster. Bobby, the lobster's for you, okay? And Deborah, if Deborah is still watching, the lobster's for her too, because I know she's from the Boston area. This is the lobster that has all the detail, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I am going to line this up as best I can because my camera is over my hands, and so it makes it really, really hard for me to see how to line that up. All right. So back with our plate, I'm going to touch down and pick up that stamp. We haven't stamped anything yet, okay? So the lighter lobster that's stamped is in Peach Pie. And now for the outline, I'm going to ink and stamp it in Timid Tiger. And that's going to be a darker shade of Peach Pie. By the way, there is ink on my plate, which you can probably see. It will not touch the paper, okay? And there we go. All right. So not too bad, especially having to look through my phone to line it up. I didn't do so badly with that. So that is two-step stamping, okay? All right, I am removing the lobster from the plate. And are you all ready for a sneak peek of brand new product? Because I've got some for you today. Hang on one second. This is brand new product, ladies. It's new designer paper. The bee is new. The flower die cuts are new. Here's a brand new die. Can't wait to I'm going to show you that today, okay? We'll make the card first, and then I'm going to show you the product in detail, okay? Would you like that? All right. So we are now going to do the tiling process, all right? The tiling technique. And so as you can see, look how easy it was for me to take that grid paper and pop it in. And now it is aligned, all right? All righty. I'm just getting some things together. We are going to use the tiling technique, all right? And sometimes it can be called other names as well. So as I think of them, I'll let you know, okay? But what we're going to do is we are going to stamp and place this word down the basic white paper, okay? All right, we're going to use the small plate for that. I've already taken the time to put the greeting on. I know that these holes here and here go up here at the top, and the Stampin' Up is at the bottom. All right, and Mary Lou, I see you have a question, and I'll answer that in a second, okay? All righty. So we are going to start with, and I'm going to measure this one out for you. This is 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches. And I've already taken the time to practice this a lot. And I know if I lay my paper right here at this 1/2 inch, that everything will be aligned. I'm going to add my magnets, and again, we want the magnets close to the image, okay? Very close to the image. Okay. And I'm going to start over here at this end, and those holes fit into these pegs. I also see that I need to move that magnet a bit, and I might need to move this one a bit. All right, so first I just want to make sure that my magnets are out of the way, but that they're close to the image. We are going to ink this up in Misty Moonlight. And again, Ink spots will be great for this. The ink does not hurt your plate. You just wipe it off with the simple chamois. The other thing that I have found is, and I was stamping with real red ink this morning, real red ink got all over these little tips and they washed right off. Okay, and you can also use like a mild soap if you want to really wash it well, but it just came off beautifully. So there was real red on these knobs. It is now gone. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put these pegs in here and we are going to stamp. So I push down to do my stamping and then I release. Oh boy, that didn't turn out well, which is great. I'm glad it didn't turn out well because I want to show you that we can go back and we can re-stamp. Okay? And that's the beauty of it. All right, now what I'm gonna do, since I'm using the small plate, this plate is gonna be great for the insides of your cards, all those greetings. So they'll be nice and straight and not crooked. All right, and then we push. And now we have our next one done. So we're stamping all of these in Misty Moonlight. Okay, do this again. So if you're not using an ink spot, I tend to do that just to ink it up. It's kind of like a block. I'm gonna go down another one. So as you can see, I'm basically going down the pegs. And if you look at what you stamped so far, you're gonna see where you need to stamp. And this one's gonna need to go here because if I go here, I'm off of the cardstock and I wanna be on the cardstock. All right, so we're resting and now I'm gonna stamp and release, all right? So this is called the tiling technique. I know many of you have tried this before with the Stamparatus. I'm gonna stop and read Mary Lou's comment to see if I need to answer anything. Mary Lou says, if you do multiples, can you stamp the first image, then go back and do the second step, or do you do one at a time? So are you referring to the lobster, Mary Lou? If you're referring to the lobster stamp, I would get all the first stamp, I would use that first stamp and do all of those. And then I'd go back with the second stamp and stamp the detail. And that will save you time. All right, so I'm gonna move this. How do y'all like this? Do you like the smaller plate? I'd love to hear from you. I'm gonna move this out of the way because we're going to make this card. I'm gonna show you some sneak peeks and then I have more techniques for you. So I don't want you to leave, okay? All right. Hang on one second. I've got some darling new DSP and look at my cute little flowers here. And we are going to put that DSP on Granny Apple Green cardstock. I like the smaller plate. It's very easy to manage. Now, will they ever sell additional plates? I don't know, but I would certainly recommend having additional plates while you're working on a specific card. All right. It makes it so easy to align the images. You are so right, Andrea. So we've got about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you all the DSP, okay? And I'm giving this card away today, all right? We're gonna change up some colors, all right? Because we just wanna try different things. They're all coordinating colors. Wait till you see the stamp set. You can cut out a jar, all right? It's so darn cute. This is a March exclusive. It is coming out in March. I'm going to flip that over. And we're going to pop up this layer. Yeah, I love the little small plate. Easy to clean, easy to handle. And who doesn't like a new tool? I love new tools. All right, making sure that the card is going to open correctly. And then I am going to add this. All right. Now, I'm going to add a cute little bee, and he is from another stamp set. So when I saw the bee, I knew that I had to have him, right? Because it's a bee. And I am going to take my blends. This is Darling Duckling Blend, and I'm going to color it. And I can let that dry if I want, and then add a little more color. Ah, guess what that was? My whole tray. But that's okay. All right, here we go. We are going to add some flowers. Oh, we need to add that next. So I have a question for you. Should we put this on top? This is a brand new die. Or should we use this one? So do we want a basic white greeting, or do we want a granny apple green? Let me know, and we're gonna pop it up, okay? So Nancy says this is so much better than the Stamparatus. It's easier to line up images. And Carol says, can you use the front and the back of the plate, or do they only work one way? What an excellent question, Carol. And Carol, I've not tried it. So in a few minutes, we're gonna try it, okay, on the next card. We will try that for sure. Don't let me forget about that, okay? All right, let's see what we have coming in. Ooh, everybody loves Granny Apple Green. Awesome, let's do it. I'm popping this up. I know you're just shocked. Everybody likes the green, awesome. I've already taken time to stamp this one, ladies. Let me share with you how I stamped this, all right? I didn't use the positioner. I inked up the greeting, okay? Carol, I cannot get your comment off. Let me go back. Hang on. Okay, got it off. I inked this up, then I stamped it on Granny Apple Green cardstock, and then I cut it out, okay? So I did not use the positioner. I did use the small plate, all right? Okay, so we're gonna add some flowers, and I've gotta show you these darling, darling embellishments. They are right here. We've got some Misty Moonlight, Strawberry Slush, and strawberries. Do you see these strawberries? These are darling. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let's see, we are going to embellish this with a brand new embellishment. And I even popped up the little embellishment. Okay, and we'll do another one. Hang tight. This one already has an embellishment on it, so I'm gonna just use that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put this pink flower on top of the Granny Apple Green, all right? That's where I want that. And you can use a glue dot if you want. You don't have to pop these up. But I'm gonna mail this to somebody and it's gonna be popped up. Oh, I put that on the wrong way there. Okay, we need an embellishment, not a mini. Okay. I'm glad glad y'all like the green. That makes that so fun. Aren't these the cutest things you've ever seen? Let me move this one up here. This is a March exclusive, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you a sneak peek real quick of this product, all right? And then we're gonna get back to some more techniques for using the new positioner. Sound good? These are both of them right here. Just something very quick. Okay, so since we were looking at paper, let's do that. This is called the Homemade Sweetness DSP, all right? And this was the piece that we just used. Let's see if I can find the other piece of that. This is the opposite side. Then we have this fruit. Wait till you see the stamp set. Look at those berries. And there's the opposite side of that. Then we have this piece. There's the next one. Then we have spoons for the jar. And hearts on the back. Oh, good, Diane. I'm glad you like both of them. Here is some gingham. You can't have gingham without jelly, right? And the other side of the gingham, because I've been cutting up the paper today, ladybugs. Then we've got some more gingham. I'm gonna call it gingham, it's more of a check. And then there's flowers. And that, my friends, is Homemade Sweetness 12 by 12 designer series paper. It coordinates with Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green, Misty Moonlight, Secret Sea, and Strawberry Slush. All right, isn't this fun? All right, hang on. Hang on. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. Because I've got something else to show you. And I'm not showing this to you in any particular order. This is the Ladybug Picnic 3D folder. All right, are y'all ready for this? Ladybugs. Look at that. They are 3D. And this is embossed on strawberry slush cardstock. Isn't this beautiful? And it's called Ladybug Picnic 3D Embossing Folder. Love that. All right, maybe I should show y'all the stamp set. The stamp set is right here. It's called Filled with Sweetness. You can cut out this jar. You can cut out the blueberries, the heart, and the strawberries. When you cut out the jar, you're going to get a top for the jar. This is the end of a spoon that would go inside the jar. And then we have this darling scalloped oval. And look at this one. And another one. This is your blueberry, your strawberry, your flowers. Another die. These die cuts are awesome. They are great. Oh, and these stems are for your flowers. Isn't that great? There is also a ribbon. And where did I, oh, here's the ribbon. That's what fell on the floor. This is the ribbon. And this is called Misty Moonlight. So all of this coordinates. Isn't this great? It really is awesome. I cannot wait to use this. I'm dying to make a jar today. All right. let me show you a brand new embossing folder. You're gonna love this one. It's called Lazy Daisy 3D Embossing Folder. By the way, this is kind of like a commercial, isn't it? We braked for commercial to see some new product, and then we'll go back and play with the Stampin Positioner. This is the inside, ladies. This is embossed in Darling Duckling. Isn't this gorgeous? These are March online exclusives, okay? Look how pretty that is. Love that. Oh, and because I got this sweet, I had to get, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I had to get this set right here. Made with Sweetness. It's a stamp set. It has dies. Look at that bee and look at the ladybug. So cute. This would be great for the Stampin Positioner because you could line up these words. These are the dies. It's got a file folder die, and here's another one. And what I liked about this set is we've got strawberries. It could be blackberries, grapes, or raspberries, lemons and limes. That might be an apple. I love the fruit in it. And I don't know if you've all noticed in home decor or just shopping, everything has fruit, everything. And so I know this will be a big hit. So this is the stamp set and die bundle. Made with Sweetness is the name of it. And that's what I purchased from the March online exclusives. I did not buy everything. I know you're shocked. I'm shocked. But I know that I won't get to it before March because I have a retreat coming up. So it's no need to order it and then it just sit in my office. So I'm trying to purchase things that I'm going to use right now. I'm glad y'all are liking the commercial. Guess what? We are about to go back to the Stampin Positioner. So here are 2 cards. These were quick. I felt a little pressured this morning to get some cards made, but we'll give one away at the very end, okay? All right. I may have forgotten, let's see. I may have forgotten the ribbon, but I may not have the ribbon. I did show the Misty Moonlight ribbon. That was one ribbon that I did purchase, and there it is, okay? All right. So, are we ready to get back to our Stampin Positioner? Let's see what else I have planned for you, all right? Okay, so we're back from commercial. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And Carol had asked me the question, can you flip over the plate? And so let's do that right now. I'll just move the magnets out of the way. And it does fit in the knobs. But I will tell you what's happening, Carol, and you cannot see this from the camera view. This is leaning. It's higher here than it is down here. So you can only use this like this, okay? This is really the only way to use it. It was designed to be able to push down and stamp. So I hope that answers your question, okay? Okay, well, ladies, sometimes we like to stamp in the round, right? I know I do. And so now what I'm going to show you is stamping in the round, which means going around like this, okay? All right, so hang tight. It can also be called rotating an image. It can be called a repeating pattern. All right, so it does have a couple of different names. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, when I was practicing this morning, I had put this in the most perfect place, and I want to duplicate that for y'all. So I stamped one image, all right? We're going to make this wreath, and this stamp set that we're using is Delicate Pines, which was one of my favorites from the Fall Mini. And we even did a class on it. Our virtual club did it, and it was so awesome. So what I'm gonna do here is, of course, I need magnets. I'm just gonna place this on the platform. And since I got such perfect placement, I'm just going to copy what I did earlier today. I just laid that on top. I'm gonna make sure that I've got that Stampin' Up at the bottom. I'm putting it on the knobs. It is resting. I'm going to push down and I will grab the stamp, all right? Did you just see that the paper wanted to come up? So because of that, you want those magnets close to your image, all right? So just little things that you need to know. All right, we're back. We're gonna be using Garden Green. And again, ink spots will work great with this. I was just too lazy to get mine out. Oh, you know what? We need to turn this because I've already stamped this one. I don't need to stamp that one again. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's see. We are going to do this and allow that to rest. I think I'm right. Let's see if I can remember this. No, that wasn't, I know what it was. This way. All right, let me start over one more time so that I don't mess this up. I'm gonna pull this down, okay? That's how I did it. Okay, do you see where I have this paper position? This is a 4-inch square, okay? It's 4 inches. I'm lining it up with the 2 and the 6, okay? So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate that cardstock. And again, I want this real close. And I'm just gonna ink my stamp just like this. All right. I'm going to align this and then we're going to press down. And let's see how that turned out. So right there did not turn out. Let me just zoom in a tad for you. So we're gonna re-ink. And that's the beauty of this. We don't have to be perfect the first time. And then we are going to ink, push down again. All right. So we're gonna rotate again. And again, we're between that 2 and 6 inches. Put that magnet close to our stamped image. I am loving the little tabs for picking up. Real easy to do. All right. I'm on, and so now I'm gonna press down again. All right, so we have that one. And since this is darker, why don't we restamp that? And we're gonna make the whole wreath darker. What do you think? Let's do it. All right. Now we're gonna rotate again. We're between 2 and 6 inches. This is a 4-inch square. Let's do it one more time. I'm loving the darker one. This is actually telling me that my garden green really needs re-inking. So I have so many pads right now that I need to re-ink. We're gonna go and stamp that one too, make it a little bit darker. Some people call this stamping in the round. It can be called repeating a pattern or rotating an image. So this technique has got several names. And we're done, all right? We are done. Just clean your plate with your simple chamois, or you can use some mild dishwashing detergent or just water. Again, if ink gets on these little hinged pieces, it's not really hinged, but if ink gets on it, you just wipe it off with like wet water. I mean, the real red came out of this today. I thought it was gonna stain it. And so I was a little bit concerned about that. So that is another technique. Now let me look. I want to make sure that I've shown you everything. I think I have. I had promised you on Wednesday night that I would show you how to make this little sucker, okay? Since it's getting a bit late and there's some things I need to do before the weather hits, I am going to be saying goodbye at this point. Oh, wait a minute. We've got to draw names for prizes. Anyway, I'm going to show you what we're going to make. I want you to come back. I am supposed to be out of town Wednesday, January 28th. I'm looking at my little calendar. So come back to visit me February 4th. It's a Wednesday night. We're going to be making these suckers, okay? And I'll show you what the suckers look like. This is what they look like. And if you want, after the snowstorm and the roads are clear, you might want to do some hunting for some. I'll share where I got these. They are called, I tore the packaging. Love something. It's 4 strawberry lollipops. I purchased these at Home Sense. You can try Home Goods. You can try TJ Maxx. You get 4 suckers in a package. And so be on the lookout for those. You have until February 4th until we do our class, okay? All right, one other thing we're going to be making on February 4th, and this will finish up our Valentine's unit. We are going to be making these little Post-it notes, okay? So here they are. These are the Post-it love notes. Let me show you the different ones you can buy. You will find these at Staples, all right? That's the only place that I have been able to find them. That says Love Ya. That says Cutie. This says X and O, X and O. And this one is Be Mine, okay? So they were Staples. I love making these. It's so fun. I'll show you the one I made at Christmas, which kind of started the whole thing. We made this one at Christmas for a Facebook Live, and it went with our little gingerbread theme. The measurements on this one is smaller than the measurements on this one, okay? I will be providing measurements for both, all right? So let me slide this back in here. I don't know which one was in there. We're gonna learn how to make these along with the sucker, okay? All right, let's see, where did that sucker go? Here it is. So we'll be making some more of these and adding some tags to them, okay? I know the sticky notes are so fun, aren't they? All right, this is what I'm gonna do, ladies. I don't want you to say goodbye yet because we're going to be giving away this card, okay? And then I'm going to be giving you, for a second prize today, a full package of the strawberries and dots. It won't be this package because this is mine. I've been using it, but you have a new full package. We got 2 prizes, a card, and embellishments, all right? So hang tight. It's gonna take me just a few minutes to get this started. All right, y'all hang in there. Just a few minutes are needed. Start commenting so that you can win one of these things. Suzanne, thank you so much for the compliment. I have spent many hours today working on this, and so it makes me so happy when you feel like you're getting a great demonstration and you're getting a lot out of it. Thank you so much. That means a lot. All right, hang tight, y'all. Let's see. I am starting to grab comments, everyone. So that means we're just about ready for prizes, okay? Thank you, Susan. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad y'all enjoyed it. Then you know what? It was worth doing this. And we had a wonderful day together before the weather, right? Okay, here we go. I have got all the comments. The first thing we're going to give away is this cute little card. Are you ready? All right, here we go. I'm going to switch on over and start. I'm seeing a lot of good names here. Gail, congratulations! That is awesome! Woohoo! Good for you, Gail. That's great. Yes, everyone stay safe in this weather. Absolutely. We're going to draw for one more, okay? Now this time I'm giving away a brand new package of strawberries and dots, okay? Brand new package. It won't be mine, I promise. You need to be present today to win this embellishment, okay? All right, we're gonna draw names. We're gonna see who wins it, and if no one comes forward, we'll pick another name. All righty, here we go. Let's see, pick a new winner, start. Then all the names are just flying by. Billy Paris, awesome. Woohoo! All right, let's see if Billy is still with us. All right, let's make sure she's still here. Yes, we got to give away embezzlements, right? Must give away embezzlements. All right, Billy, are you still here? I need you to comment. Yes, I'm still watching. Okay. You do need to comment. You're welcome, Carol. I had a great time with you ladies today. I had lots of regulars. Woohoo! Billy is here. Awesome. Billy, will you please text me your address? Because I know you're between places right now. So let me know, okay? All right, so Billy is going to be taking this home. I'll put it in the mail next week. There is no need for me to put it in the mail on Monday because it's not going to go anywhere. So we'll wait until we have better weather. Anybody have questions regarding the new Stampin Positioner? Oh, this is what I needed to tell you. So if you are a demonstrator, okay, and hang on, I'm going to move over to here. If you are a demonstrator, you can do the pre-order right now to, you have 2 weeks to purchase your Stampin Positioner. It is $50, that's US dollars, okay? 50. And from February 3rd to March 3rd, you can get this free when you join my Be Creative stamping team, okay? And when you join, you can join right from my blog, and the kit is $99, and it's free shipping, and you get to select $125 in free product, okay? In product, not free product, but $125 in product, and pay only $99. Stampin' Up! Is going to throw in that Stampin' Positioner. It's free to you. It will be in your kit. You are not paying for it. And then you have the option of purchasing the grid paper. The grid paper is $15, and it's not part of the starter kit. But that's something that you can purchase, okay? So anyone have questions regarding that? Y'all can see my phone. This is what always... this is how I show my hands when I'm working. So any questions on the Stampin' Positioner? I am liking it. I wasn't so sure at first, you know, because it's a brand new tool and there are things that you have to learn. But I like it. It is very light. It doesn't move around when you're doing your stamping. That's one of the nicest things about it. So anyway, I'm enjoying it, and I hope that if you're a demonstrator, you'll go on and purchase one. If you're on my team, let me know if you purchased one. I'd love to know. And for those of you who aren't on my team, you can join between February 3rd and March 3rd and get your positioner absolutely free. All right. Have a wonderful Saturday afternoon. I've really enjoyed being with you today. Be safe and be careful. So many of us are expecting really bad weather. Snow and ice and sleet and freezing rain and all of those things. So be safe, stay home, pick out a movie and watch that or do some stamping, okay? So anyway, so happy to have you all here today. I really appreciate it. This coming up Wednesday night, I am supposed to be out of town. We'll see what happens. And then on February 4th, we are making some Valentine treats, and that'll be the last day that we spend on Valentine's, okay? Have a great Saturday, ladies. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. I really appreciate it. Take care. Bye.